Any further attempt to contact, threaten, defame, manipulate, or harass my client will result in immediate restraining orders, civil lawsuits, and criminal charges for extortion and fraud. Bella put her hand to her heart. This is poetry. Rachel sent copies to both parents. Sophia, their lawyer, the court clerk, the police, the GoFundMe fraud department. It was overkill. Delicious, devastating overkill. The public downfall. The GoFundMe? Deleted. All $22,000 refunded. With a note that said, "This fundraiser violated our terms of service due to fraudulent claims." Sophia's Instagram? Comments flooded in. Fraud. Liar. Manipulator. Using your brother for money is low. Where's the apology? You don't deserve a cent. She tried posting a long paragraph about healing and family pain and misunderstandings. Didn't matter. People weren't buying the act anymore. Fake tears? Fake stories? Fake victimhood? It all collapsed. My mother deleted her Facebook account after being dragged by her own relatives. My father went silent entirely. Their entire campaign crumbled. Their public image? Destroyed. Their lies? Exposed. Their circle of supporters? Gone. The last time they ever contacted me. A week later, I received one final message from Aunt Laura. Not a threat. Not a demand. Not manipulation. Just truth. She said, "Your parents are devastated. Not because they lost you, but because they lost control. Then, your sister is furious. She expected you to break. Instead, she broke." Then the sentence that ended any doubt in my mind. They never wanted a son. They wanted an ATM with a pulse. Bella read it and hugged me tightly. "You made it out," she whispered. "You finally escaped." And for the first time, I let myself believe it. The final straw, the threat. At 4:43 p.m., while we were loading the trunk, my father texted me one last time. "We're coming to your apartment tonight. You will sign a check. Do not make us do something drastic." Bella's face went pale. What does that mean? I knew exactly what it meant. Intimidation. Bullying. Emotional cornering. Showing up with Sophia crying to force my hand. I typed back. "Do not come here. If you do, I will call the police." My father immediately responded. "How dare you threaten us? We are your parents." Bella laughed angrily. "They treat you like property, not a son." I said nothing. But my hands were shaking. A few seconds later, another text popped up. This one from my mother. "If you leave before we arrive, consider yourself disowned." Bella looked at me. "And that is supposed to scare you?" I locked my phone. "No. It frees me." The escape. We left before sunset. We took the long route out of town, avoiding main roads. Bella rested her hand on my knee while I drove. "You're shaking." "I know. You scared?" I exhaled. "Yes. But not of losing them. Of what they might try next." Bella squeezed my knee. "They can't hurt you anymore." Slowly, the city lights faded behind us. We didn't talk for a long time. The hum of the car, the road stretching endlessly ahead, the quiet night air. It felt like shedding a second skin. By midnight, we were 3 states away. We checked into a small roadside hotel. No questions. No familiarity. No expectations. Peace tasted strange. New. Beautiful. The morning after, freedom feels like breathing. Sunlight poured through the curtains when I woke up. Bella was still asleep, curled up next to me like she always did. For the first time in years, I woke up without anxiety, without dread, without the weight of being the disappointment, without guilt that wasn't mine, without the expectation to sacrifice myself for Sophia. The day my lottery win destroyed my family. Money doesn't change people. It exposes exactly who they've been hiding all along. Before we begin, backhand index pointing right, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next explosive chapters. My name is Evan. Yes, the Evan. The one who betrayed his family by winning the lottery. The one who was called selfish, evil, ungrateful, and even a disgrace to the bloodline, because I refused to let myself be extorted. The one who had to choose between my sanity and my so-called family. And the one who vanished when they demanded I give away half of my winnings. $310,000. To my golden sister, Sophia. This is how it happened. Before the money, I was invisible. Growing up, I wasn't the favorite. Not even close. My sister, Sophia, was the princess. The golden child. The sun around which my parents' universe orbited. Pretty. Smart. Manipulative. Perfect grades. Perfect hair. Perfect reputation. Perfect facade. Meanwhile, I was too quiet. Too sensitive. Too average. Too distracting. Too much work. If something went wrong, it was my fault. If Sophia did something wrong, it was my fault for provoking her. If I succeeded, it was luck. If she breathed, it was talent. There wasn't a day in my childhood when I wasn't reminded. Sophia needs more. Sophia deserves more. Sophia comes first. By middle school, I stopped fighting for attention. By high school, I stopped expecting fairness. By adulthood, I stopped needing them. But some part of me, the naive, hopeful part, still believed that if I did something big, they'd finally see me. Turns out, I was right. But not in the way I hoped. The winning ticket. I wasn't even planning to buy a ticket. It was a boring Friday. Long workday. Rainy. Miserable. I stopped at a gas station for coffee, saw the lottery jackpot, $620,000 sign, and bought a ticket on impulse. I didn't think about it again. Not until Sunday morning, when I scanned the numbers and the machine flashed. Congratulations, jackpot winner. My coffee spilled. My hands shook. My heart slammed against my ribs. $620,000. Not millions. Not generational wealth. But freedom money. Start over money. Fix your life money. And for the first time in years, I cried. Not because I was rich, but because I wasn't trapped anymore. I paid off my small debts. I put most in a high-yield account. I made a plan for my future. I didn't tell anyone, because I knew exactly how my family would react. But fate didn't want me to stay invisible. Sophia found out. 2 months later, Sophia showed up at my apartment unannounced. In tears. Sobbing so hard I thought someone died. I panicked and let her in. What happened? I asked. She threw herself on my couch dramatically. I know, she screamed. My blood ran cold. Know what? The lottery, Evan, she shrieked. I know you won. MOM told me. My stomach twisted. Of course. I had made the mistake of mailing something about the taxes to my parents' house by accident. They opened it. They saw everything. And like loyal servants to their queen, they told Sophia first. Not me. Not each other. Sophia. The family goddess. The demands begin. Sophia wiped her fake tears and sat up straight. You finally have something useful, she said coldly. It's about time. That sentence alone told me everything I needed to know. What do you want, Sophia? She smiled like a shark. Half. I blinked. Half of my lottery win? She tossed her hair. Well, duh. Why? I asked. She looked genuinely confused. Because you don't need it. I do, actually. No, Evan. You don't need money. I do. She said it in the same tone she'd used all our lives. The tone of someone speaking to a servant. I shook my head. I'm not giving you $500,000. Her smile vanished. You're giving me $310,000, she snapped. Mom and Dad said so. I don't care what they said. Yes, you do, she hissed. Because you don't want to disappoint them again. Bella, my girlfriend, walked into the room at that moment. Disappoint them, she asked. For what? Being financially independent for once? Sophia glared at her. No one is talking to you. Bella crossed her arms. And yet I'm still here. The parental summons. Sophia stormed out and said. You have one day. Mom and Dad expect you at the house tomorrow. Bring your checkbook. I didn't go. That night, my father called. He didn't say hello. He didn't ask how I was. He didn't congratulate me. He didn't say he was proud. He said, Evan. Your sister needs the money. I closed my eyes. Dad, it's my money. It's family money. No, Dad. It's not. His voice turned cold. Do you want to cause problems? After everything we've done for you? Everything? They'd done nothing but make me invisible. Then my mother grabbed the phone. Listen to me, she said, voice dripping with venom. Sophia deserves that money more than you. She has a future. She has goals. She has potential. What do you have? Bella grabbed my hand tightly. I swallowed hard. I'm not giving her the money. My mother screamed into the phone. Then don't bother ever coming back. And hung up. The ultimatum. The next morning, my parents sent a message. Give Sophia half of your winnings by 8 p.m. Or pack your things from this family permanently. Then another message. We will not negotiate with selfishness. Then another. Remember who raised you. Then. Sophia is crying. Be a good brother. Bella squeezed my shoulder. You're not giving them anything. I nodded. I wasn't. Not anymore. Not ever again. My parents never wanted me. Never supported me. Never believed in me. They wanted my money. And their final text proved it. If you refuse, consider yourself cut off. I laughed out loud. Cut off from what? I said. They were never there. Bella smirked. So what are you going to do? I looked around our apartment. At the bags we hadn't unpacked yet. At the weight lifting from my chest. And I answered. I'm leaving. Where? Anywhere they can't find me. And that was the beginning of my disappearance. Not running. Not hiding. But reclaiming my life. The night I chose freedom over blood. When family gives you an ultimatum. It's not love. It's ownership. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss the next plot twist. The day my family declared war. When my parents sent that final message. Give Sophia half or leave this family permanently. I expected to feel scared. Maybe guilty. Maybe torn. I felt none of that. I felt relief. Because they finally said aloud what they'd always believed. Sophia deserved everything. I deserved nothing. My only purpose was to give, serve, agree, obey. Bella sat across from me at the kitchen table, watching me carefully. "You okay?" she asked softly. I nodded. "For the first time," I said, "I actually am." The messages turned ugly. At 9 a.m., the attacks began. Sophia texted first. "This isn't about you. It's about doing what's fair." Fair? Was it fair that they treated me like a spare child? Was it fair that every cent went to Sophia's hobbies, competitions, and whims? Was it fair that I had to buy my own school supplies while she got dance lessons, beauty pageants, and a new car at 16? Bella snorted when she read the message. Fair to who? Her. Then another from Sophia. "Mom and Dad are crying. Do the right thing." Bella muttered. Do the right thing means give us what we feel entitled to. Then came the next message. "If you don't give me half, I'll never forgive you." I typed back. "I don't owe you forgiveness or money." Then blocked her number. The parental meltdown. By noon, my parents were blowing up my phone. The rebirth. We moved again. Not because we were running, but because we wanted a clean slate. We picked a warm coastal town. Quiet. Safe. Beautiful. I bought a tiny house with a garden and painted the walls myself. Bella opened a small craft business on Etsy. I started taking online design courses. We adopted a dog. A goofy golden retriever named Maple. We planted trees. We decorated shelves. We made a home. A real home. One built on peace, trust, and love. Not guilt. Not manipulation. Not fear. And sometimes, late at night, I'd sit in the backyard and realize. My life is mine now. Not theirs. Not Sophia's. Not anyone's. Just mine. The final revenge. Months later, Rachel called. "Evan," she said. "I think you'll appreciate this." She sent me a public court notice. My parents, after losing their legal claim against me, had filed Chapter 13 bankruptcy. Sophia had dropped out of school. Lost sponsorship deals. Lost her golden girl shine. Their world collapsed without me in it. Bella looked over the papers and murmured. This is justice." But I corrected her gently. "It isn't revenge." She raised an eyebrow. "No?" I shook my head. "This is simply what happens when manipulative people lose their target." I smiled softly. "Revenge is something else." She leaned forward. "What is it?" I looked at the little house we loved. At Maple chasing butterflies. At the peaceful life we built. And I answered. Revenge is living a life they will never get to be part of. Bella kissed me. And the chapter closed. For good. The true ending. My parents still live in the same town. Still bitter. Still confused. Still wondering how they lost the son they thought they owned. Sophia still complains. Still believes she deserved the money. Still can't understand why her world fell apart. But me? I smile every morning. I sleep peacefully. I wake up happy. Because I didn't lose a family. I escaped one. Voicemails. Texts. Emails. All variations of. How dare you? You're ungrateful. You owe this family everything. Don't embarrass us. Your sister needs it. You're destroying this family. Bella made popcorn at one point and listened to the voicemails like they were dramatic podcasts. Then came the biggest one. A 4-minute voice message from my mother. I tapped play. Evan. Listen to me. You are being ridiculous. Sophia is our pride and joy. She deserves to succeed. She deserves a good life. You were never meant to have that kind of money anyway. Bella's eyes widened. She actually said that? My mom continued. You've always been irresponsible. You're not the type who should handle so much money. And it's selfish to keep it from your sister who can make better use of it. My jaw clenched hard. Bella muttered. There it is. They don't think you earned it. They don't think you deserve it. My mom's voice grew shrill. You will give her the money. Or you will be cut out. We are done being patient with you. I paused the audio and deleted it. I'm done being patient too, I said quietly. Bella hugged me from behind. Good. Now choose you. The day we packed our lives into bags. Bella and I packed that afternoon. Not because we were running. Not because we were scared. Because we were choosing peace. We packed clothes, documents, essentials, my laptop, our savings, her grandmother's jewelry, my winning ticket paperwork, 2 guitars, a small safe. And within 4 hours, our apartment looked empty. Bella tied her hair up and looked at me. Where to? Anywhere, I said. Do we tell anyone? No. Not even Aunt Laura? Not yet. Bella stepped closer. Then this is a clean break. I nodded. And a new beginning. I checked my phone. Dozens of missed calls. Hundreds of angry texts. Threats. Guilt trips. Shaming. Manipulation. I blocked every single number. Then turned my phone off for the first time since I was 14. Bella woke up and smiled softly. You did it, she whispered. I nodded. I did. She scooted closer and kissed me. You chose yourself. I had to, I said. They never would have. Bella held my face gently. And guess what? She whispered. What? You deserve this freedom. But peace never lasts. Around noon, I heard a knock on the hotel door. Bella's eyes snapped open. Who is that? My heart pounded. Had they found us? I walked to the door slowly. And checked the peephole. It was someone I never expected. Not my parents. Not Sophia. Not some unhinged relative. It was my uncle. The only sane one in the entire family. He looked exhausted. Worried. Determined. Bella whispered behind me. Why is he here? I don't know, I muttered. I opened the door a crack. Uncle Mark? He exhaled in relief. Evan, thank God. We need to talk. Bella stepped beside me. We're not giving anyone money. He shook his head urgently. That's not why I'm here. Your parents, they're about to do something dangerous. My stomach dropped. Bella grabbed my hand tightly. What do you mean? Mark whispered. They're filing a legal claim against you tomorrow morning. Bella gasped. For what? Mark's jaw tightened. They want to take control of the lottery money. All of it. The room went silent. My pulse thundered in my ears. Bella whispered. They're insane. Mark swallowed hard. You need to disappear completely. Tonight. For real. And right then, I realized. Leaving town wasn't the end. It was the beginning. The legal trap they set for me. Some people don't want your happiness. They want control of your life, your peace, and your future. And when they can't take those, they go for your money. Before we begin, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next brutal twist. The moment everything shifted. Uncle Mark stood in the doorway of that cheap hotel room like a man carrying terrible news. "Evan," he said quietly, "your parents aren't letting this go. They're convinced they have a legal right to your lottery money." Bella looked like she was about to explode. "That isn't possible," she snapped. "It's his money. His ticket. His life." Mark nodded, exhausted. I know. But they've convinced themselves that because they're your parents, and because Sophia needs it more, they're entitled to it." He sat on the hotel bed and buried his face in his hands. "You need to cut ties completely. They're out of control." Bella walked over and rubbed his back. "What exactly are they planning to do?" she asked. Mark lifted his head. "They're filing for something called a family claim of financial dependency." Bella froze. "What the hell is that?" Mark sighed heavily. "It's a desperate move. They're going to try to argue that you've been financially supported by them into adulthood, which would make your lottery winnings subject to a support repayment." Bella's jaw dropped. "That's insane. They barely supported him emotionally, let alone financially." I stood there, numb. I felt the same coldness in my chest I used to feel when I was a kid. The moment before punishment. The moment before being blamed for something I didn't do. The moment before everything fell apart. Bella stepped close to me and held my hand. "They're wrong," she whispered. "They can't take this from you." But Mark wasn't done. "Your mother's been calling every aunt, uncle, cousin, telling them you're withholding funds and abandoning the family." Bella muttered, "Unbelievable." "They're turning the entire bloodline against you," Mark said quietly. "I had to sneak here without telling anyone." I swallowed hard. "Why are you helping me?" Mark gave me a sad smile. "Because I'm not blind. I've seen how they treat you your whole life. And now they're going too far." He leaned forward. "You need a lawyer. And fast. The first call to a lawyer." Bella and I found a local attorney named Rachel Donovan, a tough-as-nails woman known for dismantling manipulative families in court. We met her the next morning. I explained everything. The lottery win. The demand for half. The ultimatum. The threats. The attempt to force me to sign a check. The incoming dependency claim. My parents showing up unannounced. Their emotional manipulation. Sophia acting like she was owed a fortune. Rachel listened silently, tapping a pen against her notebook. When I finished, she leaned back and said, "Your parents don't have a case. At all. This entire thing is pure desperation." Bella let out a breath we both needed. But Rachel held up one finger. "But if they file something, anything, you must cut contact, leave the state, and secure every dollar." I frowned. "I already left the state." "Good," she said. "Stay gone." Bella asked the question I couldn't bring myself to verbalize. "What can they actually do?" Rachel's face hardened. "If they gather enough relatives who are willing to lie for them, they can drag you into court. They'll claim you owe reparations for raising you, feeding you, supporting you in adulthood. And if a judge sympathizes with them?" Bella tensed. "You're saying Evan's money could be at risk?" Rachel sighed. "I've seen families argue that adult kids owe their parents. It doesn't usually work, but a bad judge, a persuasive story, and manipulative parents can create headaches." I leaned forward. "What do I need to do?" Rachel didn't hesitate. "Disappear legally. Cut contact. Change your number. Move your assets. And document every single message they've sent you." She paused. "And do not speak to them directly. Ever again." Bella looked at me and said softly, "You're not losing your family, Evan. They lost you." The documentation begins. For the next week, Bella and I worked with Rachel collecting evidence. We printed out every text demanding money. Every guilt trip. Every threat. The ultimatum. The message about, we are done being patient with you. The threat to show up at my apartment. The voicemail telling me I wasn't meant to have money. Screenshots of Sophia's tantrums. Messages where they admitted Sophia deserved it more. The give us half or you're cut off text. The don't leave before we get there message. The consider yourself disowned message. When we handed Rachel the binder, she stared at it for a moment, then whispered. This is ironclad. Bella crossed her arms. It better be. Rachel grinned. No judge in the world will side with them over this. Then her grin faded. But they won't stop. The family declares a hunt. That night, we got a call from Aunt Laura. Evan, they're calling everyone, she whispered. Your parents are furious. They're telling the whole family you're missing. They're making you look unstable and dangerous. Bella groaned. Of course they are. Laura continued. Your mother told your cousins you're in crisis and that they need to bring you home. I sighed. They don't want me home. They want my money. Laura hesitated. I'm afraid it's worse. Bella touched my arm. Worse how? Laura sighed heavily. They told everyone you have mental health issues and you're not fit to manage large sums of money. Bella jumped to her feet. What? They're telling relatives that they need to step in to protect you from yourself. I covered my mouth. That's their angle, Bella whispered. They want to paint you as incompetent. But Aunt Laura wasn't done. They said, Sophia should be the one to manage the funds because she's the responsible child. My stomach flipped. Bella's voice went cold. They want to take his entire lottery win. Aunt Laura whispered. Yes. The breakdown I didn't expect. That night, after the call, I sat alone in the hotel bathroom. I sank to the cold floor. Head in my hands. Heart racing. Bella knocked gently. Evan, are you okay? I didn't answer. Because for the first time, I realized. This wasn't just greed. This wasn't entitlement. This wasn't sibling rivalry. This wasn't family pressure. This was a full assault on my independence, sanity, identity, and future. They wanted my money, my freedom, my silence, my compliance, my obedience. And they would crush me emotionally, mentally, and legally to get it. Tears burned my eyes. Not for them. For the version of me that once believed my parents could love me. Bella came in silently and sat beside me. She didn't talk. She didn't push. She didn't ask. She just held me until the shaking stopped. The decision that changed everything. Later that night, I walked to the desk, opened the binder again, and stared at the evidence. Every insult. Every threat. Every demand. Every lie. Every attempt to take what I earned. Bella watched me. What are you thinking? She whispered. I closed the binder. They want half, I said. They want control. They want to own me. They want to punish me. Bella nodded. So? I exhaled. They'll get nothing. Not my money. Not my time. Not my presence. Not my voice. Bella smiled faintly. And what about you? I stood tall. I'm leaving. Completely. Legally. Permanently. Bella's smile widened. And I'm coming with you. The first step of vanishing. The next morning, we did something irreversible. We changed my phone number. We filed a mail forwarding lock. We froze my credit. We secured my accounts. We rented a storage unit under a different name. We set up a new P.O. box. We found a long-term Airbnb under an alias. We activated two-factor authentication on everything. And then Rachel handed me a form. "This," she said, "seals it." "What is it?" She looked me in the eyes. "A legal no-contact order draft. One signature. And you're free." Bella whispered. "Do it." I picked up the pen. And I signed. The day they realized I was gone for good. When a manipulative family loses control of you, they don't reflect. They retaliate. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss the next shocking chapter. The morning everything went quiet. When I signed the no-contact order draft, something inside me shifted. The tension in my neck loosened. My heartbeat slowed. The air felt lighter. It didn't solve everything. Not yet. But it was a line in the sand. A boundary. A declaration. I don't belong to you anymore. Bella hugged me tightly. "This is the start," she whispered. "It gets easier from here." I wanted to believe that. I really did. But families like mine don't let go quietly. They burn the house down on their way out. The first sign they noticed, I vanished. That afternoon, Aunt Laura called from an unknown number. Her voice trembled. "Evan, they went to your apartment." My stomach tightened. "What happened?" "They banged on your door for 15 minutes. Your father threatened to break it down. Your mother screamed that you were hiding inside like a coward." Bella's eyes widened. "What did the neighbors do?" Laura sighed. "They called security." I closed my eyes. Of course they did. My family's tantrums were always loud. Always public. Always embarrassing. Laura continued. "When security told them you moved out, your mother completely lost it." Bella rubbed my back gently. Laura added. "Your father kept yelling. He can't leave without our approval." A cold wave washed through me. That sentence. He can't leave without our approval. That wasn't concern. That wasn't love. That was ownership. Bella whispered. "See? This is why you're leaving. They think they own your life." I nodded quietly. Laura spoke again, lower this time. "They're panicking, Evan. Really panicking." "Why?" She swallowed audibly. "Because you didn't just ignore them. You disappeared." The family group chat erupts. While we were on the phone, Laura suddenly gasped. "Oh God, your mother just added me to a group chat." I heard her tapping her screen. Then she said, "Evan, brace yourself. They're calling the entire family into this." Bella leaned in. "What are they saying?" Laura read aloud. "Mom. Evan is missing. We need everyone's help. He is mentally unstable and has run away. Dad. He's endangered himself. If anyone knows where he is, tell us immediately. Sophia. Please help us find my brother. He's not well right now. We're afraid he might do something terrible." Bella's eyes nearly popped out of her head. Missing? Mentally unstable? Do something terrible? She grabbed a pillow and screamed into it. Laura kept reading. "Mom. He is not capable of handling his lottery win. We need to bring him home before he hurts himself. Dad. He's a danger to himself financially. We must intervene legally." I felt like the air had been punched out of my lungs. "This is their strategy?" I whispered. Bella clenched her teeth. "They're trying to make you look incompetent so they can steal the money." Laura continued. "They're telling relatives that if anyone knows where you are, they should report your location to them immediately." My pulse raced. Bella whispered. "They're turning the entire family into hunters." The first betrayal. That night, my phone buzzed. A text from a distant cousin. Hey, your parents are worried. Where are you? They said you're having a breakdown. Another came seconds later. Your family is scared. Just go home and work it out. Then Sophia said you're being dramatic. Just give her the money. Bella snorted. Oh, look. The golden princess is still shameless. Then a final message. If you don't go back. Your parents said they'll be forced to involve the police. Bella slowly turned to me. They won't just hunt you. They'll drag you back by force if they can. The attempted wellness check. At 10 p.m., there was a loud knock on our hotel door. 3 sharp bangs. Bella froze. I froze. Her eyes met mine. Evan. I approached the door slowly and looked through the peephole. 2 uniformed police officers. Bella panicked. What do we do? I cracked the door. Can I help you? One officer stepped forward. We received a call from your parents. They reported you as a missing, endangered adult. My jaw clenched. They told you what? The officer glanced at his notes. They said you're mentally unstable, holding a large sum of money. And potentially harming yourself. Bella whispered, "Oh my God." I straightened my shoulders. Officers, I'm fine. Nothing is wrong. This is retaliation from my parents because I refused to give them money. They looked at each other. Is someone forcing you to say that? One asked gently. Bella stepped forward. No. He's telling the truth. His family is trying to claim his lottery win. The officers exchanged another look. Then one of them sighed. We see this more often than you'd think. He closed his notebook. If you're safe, healthy, and not in danger, we can close the case. Laura whispered. People are sharing it everywhere. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. They're telling the world you're unstable, greedy, and dangerous. My hands shook. This was worse than I expected. A smear campaign. A public shaming. Social media weaponized against me. And they weren't done. The legal action begins. 3 days later, Rachel, my attorney, called with an urgent tone. Evan, your parents filed the claim. Bella cursed under her breath. Rachel continued. They submitted a formal petition arguing that you are mentally incompetent to manage your lottery winnings. My jaw locked. What? They told the court, she explained, that you are emotionally unstable, that you've always relied on them, and that they need financial guardianship over your funds. Bella stepped in front of me. That's sick. They want to be his conservators. Rachel sighed. It's the same tactic some families use to steal inheritances or pension benefits. I asked quietly. What are my chances? Rachel's tone turned sharp. We are going to destroy them. Bella clapped once. That's what I needed to hear. Rachel continued. I'm filing a counterclaim for harassment, coercion, and defamation. We'll attach every text, every screenshot, every voicemail. She paused. And Evan, the judge assigned to the case? He's known for disliking family manipulation. Bella smirked. Perfect. Rachel concluded. Get ready. This will be messy. But you will win. The failed ambush. As we prepared the counter case, Bella and I were careful. We stayed private. Low profile. But my family? They wanted drama. They wanted a scene. They wanted to corner me again. So they drove to the old town. Asked neighbors about me. Harassed the landlord. Interrogated past coworkers. Called every local authority pretending I was missing. Then they found a clue. Someone at my old job told them. Oh, Evan quit. Said he was taking time away. That was enough. I'm safe, I confirmed. He nodded. Then we'll make a note. No further wellness checks unless legally mandated. Bella exhaled in relief. But I felt sick. My own parents had tried to weaponize law enforcement to bring me back under their control. That was the moment everything snapped. The final decision to vanish completely. That night, I sat at the edge of the bed, staring at the hotel carpet. Bella climbed beside me quietly. "You're thinking," she said softly. I nodded. "I was naive," I whispered. "I thought leaving town was enough. But they'll never stop." Bella rested her head on my shoulder. "Then go farther." I nodded. "No contact. No forwarding address. New number. New bank. New city. New life." Bella squeezed my hand. "And you want me with you?" I looked at her. "You're the only family I choose." She smiled and kissed my cheek. "Then let's disappear." The goodbye that felt like freedom. At dawn, we packed again. We paid the hotel in cash. We left no forwarding information. We drove until the sun rose behind us and the state line disappeared. Bella held my hand the entire drive. Halfway to our new city, I realized something. For the first time in my life, my parents didn't know where I was. Sophia couldn't weaponize me. No one could guilt me. No one could threaten me. No one could shame me. I was free. Completely. Utterly. Finally free. But the story wasn't over. Not even close. Because disappearing triggered something even more dangerous. Desperation. And desperate people are unpredictable. When they realized I wasn't coming back, they went to war. When entitled people lose access to you, they don't apologize. They escalate. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss the finale. A week of silence. Before the storm, Bella and I settled into a small rental house in a quiet town, far away from everything we knew. New number. New bank. New address. New life. We planted herbs in tiny planters. Cooked breakfast every morning. Watched old movies. Went on long walks. And for the first time in years, I felt peace. I breathed freely. I slept soundly. I smiled without checking who was watching. But that peace was only the calm before the hurricane. Because my silence wasn't just noticeable. It was infuriating to them. The moment my parents realized I wasn't coming back, they went nuclear. The family starts a campaign. It began with a message from Aunt Laura. She called from another unknown number, sounding panicked. "Evan, you need to know what's happening." Bella muted the TV and leaned in. Laura continued. "Your parents are telling everyone you abandoned the family. They said you stole the lottery money." Bella almost threw her phone. "Stole? How do you steal your own winnings?" Laura sighed. "They're painting Sophia as a victim. Telling people she's in therapy. Saying you ruined her life." I rubbed my forehead in disbelief. "What?" "Yes," Laura whispered. "Your mother told the cousins. Sophia had plans until Evan betrayed us." Bella's eyes narrowed. "What does that even mean? Did she plan to spend his money?" Laura hesitated. "You should also know. They've started a GoFundMe." My blood ran cold. "What?" "They called it, 'Help our family recover from betrayal.'" Bella stood up so fast the couch shook. "No. Nope. Absolutely not. They claim," Laura continued, "that you were supposed to share the money with them. But you ran away with the entire amount." Bella stared at me in disbelief. "They turned you into the villain, publicly," Laura added. And they attached a picture of Sophia crying. Bella laughed angrily. Of course they did. Always the golden child. I asked quietly. How much have they raised? Laura hesitated. About $22,000. Bella's jaw dropped. They profited from lying about him? They assumed we were still nearby. So they drove around town for 2 days. Looking for me like bounty hunters. At one point, they even parked outside the police station, telling officers, "If you see our son, please call us." Bella was furious. This is stalking. This is obsession. But I knew something she didn't. This wasn't about finding me. It was about control. They couldn't stand that they didn't know where I was. What I was doing. What I was thinking. What I was planning. They lost access to their backup child. Their emotional punching bag. Their scapegoat. Their compliance machine. Their money supply. And that loss drove them insane. The meltdown in court. The hearing came faster than expected. We didn't appear in person, it was a preliminary virtual session. On one screen, Rachel and me. On the other, my parents. Sophia. Their attorney. The judge, an older man with glasses, looked annoyed from the start. He glanced at the paperwork. So, the parents claim their adult son is mentally incompetent. Yes, Your Honor, their attorney said. He is unstable, irresponsible, and cannot manage his money. The family simply wishes to help. The judge raised an eyebrow. Do you have evidence? My father jumped in. He's been acting strange. He disappeared. My mother added dramatically. He abandoned the family. We fear for his safety. Sophia sniffled loudly. He ruined Thanksgiving, she sobbed. The judge sighed. Where is your actual evidence? Their attorney pulled out a stack of papers. Character statements from relatives. The judge cut him off. I'm not interested in hearsay. Do you have medical records? Psych evaluations? Police reports of dangerous behavior? Silence. Then my father blurted. He won the lottery. He can't handle that kind of responsibility. The judge blinked. Winning the lottery makes him incompetent? My mother nodded eagerly. Yes. He isn't smart enough for money. Rachel turned her camera on. Your Honor, may I respond? Please, the judge said, rubbing his temples. Rachel pulled out our binder. Thick. Organized. Devastating. We have hundreds of messages, she said. Showing coercion, emotional manipulation, extortion attempts, and harassment from the family. She held up the ultimatum text. Give Sophia half or leave the family permanently. Then the threats. We're coming to your apartment. Do not make us do something drastic. Then. You were never meant to have money. The judge stiffened. Rachel continued. We also have evidence of a public smear campaign. A fraudulent GoFundMe. And attempts to weaponize law enforcement. Then she delivered the dagger. The only instability here is the family's obsession with obtaining the money. The judge leaned forward. That aligns with what I'm seeing. My mother burst into tears. My father turned red. Sophia crossed her arms. But the judge wasn't done. He looked directly into the camera and said, this claim is denied. Immediate dismissal. My parents gasped. The judge continued. And I strongly advise this family to cease all attempts to contact or pursue this young man. You are dangerously close to committing criminal harassment. Then the session ended. Bella screamed in victory. Rachel smirked. And me? I finally breathed. Deeply. Fully. Freely. But victory isn't the end. The claim was denied. Their smear campaign was exposed. Their legal attempt failed. But they weren't done. People like them don't stop because they learn. They stop because they lose. And what they lost was everything. The day I made sure they could never touch me again. Revenge isn't always about hurting someone. Sometimes it's about building a life so far beyond their reach. They'll spend years choking on the dust you leave behind. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss these finales. The aftermath of the courtroom collapse. When the judge dismissed their case, it should have ended there. It should have made them step back, reflect, maybe, just maybe, apologize. But no. My family doesn't do apologies. They do retaliation. And humiliation in court? Being called manipulative? Being told to back off? Being publicly denied control? That humiliation burned them more than anything. Bella and I went home from the virtual hearing triumphant. But we weren't naive. We knew there was a storm coming. And we were right. The final tantrum from the golden child. 2 days later, Sophia texted me from yet another unknown number. Bella saw the notification and hissed. Oh great. The blonde queen of entitlement has returned. The message said, "You ruined my reputation. I hope you're proud of yourself." Then, "Everyone thinks I'm greedy now." Then, "You destroyed this family." Bella rolled her eyes. "No, sweetie. Your ego did that." Then Sophia sent the real reason she reached out. "If you don't give me something, I'll tell everyone you abused me as a kid." Bella nearly dropped her phone. What did she just say? I read it again, jaw clenched. She wasn't bluffing. She wasn't exaggerating. She wasn't emotional. She was threatening. Willing to weaponize false accusations. Willing to ruin my life. Willing to destroy my name. Willing to burn everything to ashes for money she didn't earn. Bella whispered. She's unhinged. But I was done feeling fear. I forwarded the message to Rachel. Her reply came instantly. Perfect. We needed this. The cease and desist nuclear version. Rachel drafted a cease and desist so brutal, so cold, so legally lethal that even I got chills reading it. It included the threat message, the attempted extortion, all prior harassment, the GoFundMe fraud, their false claims to the court, their fake mental instability accusations, and the final paragraph? A masterpiece.